Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the VRC Oval for our 2017 VRC 10-scale Nitro NASCAR Truck Oval World Championship. We are off and underway. Andrea Giordano going to be your top qualifier. After qualifying, these trucks running wide open here in this race right now. Early start here in this one. A good, clean start for these drivers. A unique class here to VRC-Pro Racing. United States scene in the real RC. Whoa! Little trouble there for our second place driver, Jimmy Flack, catching that inside curb. Oval racing growing in popularity once again in the United States and worldwide as well. Obviously with the help here of VRC-Pro, these drivers going wide open, NASCAR style around this track right now. Andrea Giordano going to be out front leading the way. Jimmy Flack in the number 2 spot. There's Graham Rastrick in the number 3 spot. Right now everybody in starting position. Nothing's really changed here at the start of this one. Here comes your leader, Andrea Giordano, down the front stretch. Out of turn 2, down the back stretch, into turn 3 now. Sweeping his way around, out of turn 4, down the front stretch once again. Early fast lap here in this one, an 8.072. Precision is the name of the game here in oval racing, and Andrea Giordano, no stranger to VRC-Pro. We've seen him running the off-road spec class world championships, and now here he is in the oval world championship leading the way with Jimmy Flack in that number 2 spot. Graham Rastrick in the number 3 spot. As they're working their way around right now, Jimmy Flack going to be 0.4 of a second back. Doesn't sound like much in the oval racing world, though. However, that seems like an eternity, as it's tough to make that up. Consistency, once again, the name of the game here in this one. Giordano going to be out front, the Italian driver. Jimmy Flack, the American driver, in that number 2 spot. And Flack, that last time by an 8.070. Now only 0.3 of a second back from your lead. They're going to start working their way into a bit of lap traffic. Down the front stretch, they go into 1 out of 2. Down the back stretch now. Almost a tri-oval shape here in Mel's. Oh, Jimmy Flack getting up on the inside curbs just a bit there, getting a bit sideways. Brings it back together as they come back around. Look how tight line your leaders are right now. They have gained 1.2 seconds over Graham Rastrick out of the UK in the number 3 spot. Here they come once again down the front stretch now. First and second, 0.2 of a second separating them right now. These drivers working their way around. Got to take a minute to remember to blink as these guys flying around this track. On the backside, oh, a little bit of a mistake there for your leader, Giordano. Checked up a bit early, heading out of turn 4. Well, glad Jimmy Flack was able to close the gap up just a little bit as they come back around. 0.1 of a second now, separating these two drivers. Near identical pace as they work their way back onto the backside. Jimmy Flack seems to be a bit faster heading into turn 3 as they come into 1, coming out of 2 now. Down the backstretch they go. Giordano out front leading this one. Look at the inside line. Jimmy Flack getting up on that curbing once again. You saw the truck start to break loose just a little bit, but he was able to get it back under control in the front straight. Dive to the inside of lap traffic. You can see using all of that front straight as they head into 1 and 2. Into the big sweeping 3 and 4. Here they come back around now down the front stretch. Jimmy Flack still in the number 2 spot, trying to close the gap up 0.1 of a second back right now, 0.184 to be exact. From Giordano out front, Graham Rastrick going to be 1.7 seconds back in 3rd as they're working their way back around right now. Coming out of 4 once again down the front stretch, Stephen Halliday in that number 4 spot. Lon Peka in the number 5 spot. First and second. Still right there together, 0.166 now. The gap between them as they head down the backstretch into turn 3. Coming out of turn 4 now, your leader, Giordano, hugging that tight line out of turn 4 down the front stretch. Back around that last time by 0.2 of a second. So Giordano that last time just a bit faster. That last time by was an 8.112 for Flack in the number 2 spot. Giordano about a 1/10 of a second faster. Now 0.25 separating your top 2. Here's Graham Rastrick in that number 3 spot. He's still not out of the game in this one. He is 2 seconds back right now in the number 3 spot here in this one. There's your leader once again, Andrea Giordano. He's now starting to stretch out his lead just a little bit there. As we went to look at Rastrick, we come back. Giordano, 0.4 of a second over Flack. Nearly half a second on him right now. There's Jimmy Flack, the American driver, working his way into 1 out of 2. Down the backstretch he goes. 0.4 of a second separating that last time by. Now 0.3 of a second that time by. So Jimmy starting to pick the pace back up. Jimmy may have had a little bit of a bobble, maybe catching the inside curve. We've seen that happen to him a couple times here in this one as they work their way back around. Now 0.4 of a second. Once again, Giordano still out front leading the way. As you can see, Jimmy Flack trying to hit those tight, precise lines, working his way by his twin there. Identical trucks down the backstretch they go. Coming back around onto the front side here in this one. Giordano, Flack, Rastrick, your top three. Peka in the number 4 spot. Sean Shute in the number 5 spot here in this one. Looking at your leader right now, just past the 5-minute mark. Here he comes in for fuel. Look at that pit stop. Flying into the pits here in this one. Jimmy Flack going to take over the lead now. And there goes your leader in and out of the pits. Good pit stop for Giordano. Here comes Jimmy Flack now. Jimmy Flack into pit lane. He is in and on the wall. He's got fuel. There goes your leader. And they're in and out in their identical positions right there as they came into pit lane. So a flawless pit stop there in that one. Pit strategy. A big name of the game in this one as well, as these trucks are going wide open using every bit of fuel that is in those tanks before those guys pit. Taking a time shift into this one, Jimmy Flack in that number 2 spot, chasing down your leader right now. As they come back around down the front stretch, you can see 0.6 of a second separating them here in this one. Be coming up on our second set of pit stops here in this one as they work their way back around the front stretch. 0.6 of a second. Looking at Jimmy Flack right now out of turn 2, down the back stretch he goes. Working his way into turn 3 now. Out of turn 4, back around 0.5 of a second. Andrea Giordano still going to be out front. Graham Rastrick holding strong in the number 3 spot. He's now 4, so oh wow, Giordano just about getting into the infield on that one. A close call for your leader. Rastrick 4 seconds back in that number 3 spot right now, which on this track is nearly half a lap, with only 8-second lap times for these drivers. Giordano right now out front. Jimmy Flack in the number 2 spot. Giordano's fast lap at 8.0, and I believe Jimmy Flack with the same being his fast lap. Yes, indeed, it is Flack's in 8.070. As they come back around 0.6 of a second right now, separating. It's hard to make up any lost time. It's easy to lose time. Hard to make it back up for these drivers. Jimmy Flack, though, doing his best right now. 0.7 of a second. So Giordano starting to stretch out the lead just a little bit more. 0.1 of a second at a time here in this one. As you can see, they're working their way through lap traffic back around right now. And there's another view of Jimmy Flack. Oh, trouble there for lap traffic, tumbling through the infield. Jimmy right now, great view from the backside of the racetrack as he works his way into 3, out of 4, down the front stretch he goes now. Back around into the 1 and 2, down the back stretch they go. Giordano still out front, Flack in 2nd, Rastrick in 3rd, Peka in 4th, Halliday in 5th. You can see the lap traffic right there, working their way through that. There's you, and now Flack has taken over the lead, so Giordano with his pit stop, dropping back to the number 2 spot. But we'll see how this shakes out here as Jimmy Flack still has to make his pit stop. This is going to be a close one here. Here comes Giordano. Down the front stretch he goes. Giordano right now going to be 3.9 seconds back from Jimmy Flack, and there's Jimmy now. Jimmy into the pits. So Flack into pit lane. He is on the wall now. He is in and out, and there goes Giordano. Giordano back up to the number 1 spot as they work their way into turn 3, coming out of turn 4 now. 11 minutes into this one, we take another time shift. Only 1 minute left to go in this race right now, and Andrea Giordano out front looking to take a possible world championship win in this one, but Jimmy Flack, he's got other plans right now as he is chasing him down in the number 2 spot. Graham Rastrick still in the 3 spot. Halliday in the 4, and Milan Peka in the number 5 spot. Here he comes out of 3 into 4, down the front stretch now. Giordano out front with 40 seconds left on the master clock here in this one. 0.6 of a second apart. The pressure looks to be getting to Giordano just a little bit as he got onto the infield curb just a bit. Here comes Jimmy Flack. Jimmy Flack coming around that time by 0.6 of a second, separating down the front stretch they go. 20 seconds left to go on that clock. Down the back stretch into 3, coming out of 4 now. 15 seconds. Giordano looking for a world championship title here in Nitro NASCAR truck. Melzo Oval. Down the back stretch he goes here, 5 seconds. And that is going to be time. All he's got to do is make it his way around here on this one, and he's got it. A big win right there at a victory celebration. Donuts on the front straight. Andrea Giordano taking your world championship win. Jimmy Flack 2nd, and Graham Rastrick taking the number 3 spot.